You're watching Theme Park Worldwide, where today I'm here at Drayton Manor. It's the first day of the park's February half-term event. The sun is shining, and I thought it's a glorious day to come down here to the park and have a look at the removal of GForce. This is something that we've all known has been coming for a while, and over the past couple of months, the park have completely dismantled their former Maurer X-Car coaster. It's now completely gone, as we can see from the changes to the skyline there just behind me. Normally they're just on the side of where you can see Stormforce 10 and the lighthouse there. You could see GForce. It did have quite an impact on the skyline of this park with its bright red track. The station building, of course, was like a steel grey colour that was over there. So it never really looked great on the skyline, in my opinion. And this view already looks a lot better. It reminds me when I was a kid coming to Drayton Manor, seeing this view without GForce there. But in this video, gonna have a little look around there. I'm gonna keep it quite short and sweet. Gonna have a little look at the site now and just sort of see how the sightlines look around the park without GForce. And we'll also get a bit closer to see what's happening in terms of the foundations as well, to see if any of those have started to be removed, maybe any fencing started to go up around there. And yeah, let's go over there and start off and have a little look at the removal of GForce here at Drayton Manor. It's gone. So we'll start from over on this side of the lake, where I'll just give you a bit of a slow look over where the coaster used to stand. GForce used to be 82 foot tall, and it did feature 3 inversions on there as well. Of course, it featured a very unique lift hill. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I was never a big fan of it at all. But yeah, it's certainly weird to not see it there. So let's head round the corner to the other side of the lake and get a little bit closer to where the ride used to stand. So just before we move further up the path and get a little bit closer to the former GForce site, just thought I'd show you it from this angle, out the front here of Maelstrom, and you can really see how it's opened up the site a lot from this angle. Looking all the way down there towards Shockwave, Stormforce 10, of course you had the coaster, some of the inversions were just in that section there, so it's really opened it up a lot more. Now GForce wasn't the first coaster to actually be on that site. Previously to that, there was a Pimfari coaster called the Klondike Gold Mine. That closed in 2004, and that's when they removed it to make way for GForce that opened in 2005, the Maurer X-Car. But yeah, it's really opened it up a lot here, hasn't it? Love how unobstructed the view is now back towards Shockwave. And I feel like everything's a bit more on that sort of seaside colour scheme, really, in terms of you've got the lighthouse, of course, and over at Stormforce 10, all the surfboards and everything out the front of Maelstrom. I just think it all looks a lot more on point. And then, of course, you've got Shockwave with its blue colour scheme behind it. I actually think it looks a lot better. So yeah, let's move a little bit further on up this way and get a bit of a closer look to where the station area was, and also the lift hill for GForce. So I've made my way over to what is normally the main entrance to Drayton Manor, and this is the closest point we can get to the former GForce site. And here we go. Look at this, it's really opened it up a lot, hasn't it? I mean, you can see Air Race from here. Of course, when GForce was installed back in 2005, Air Race wasn't there. You know, so it's quite interesting to see that from this angle. It's really opened it up as well with Shockwave in the background. You can see them 2 corkscrews really well, and the final section of the ride. And yeah, it's just really interesting to sort of see it without it being there, isn't it? We've all known it's been coming for a while, but just to see it empty now is quite interesting, isn't it? If I zoom in a little bit down there, you can see how there's a lot of groundwork taking place at the moment. Looks like they're just taking out the foundations around there and just cleaning it all up, really. In terms of what's going to be coming onto this site next, I mean, I'm kind of expecting them just to maybe either tarmac over it or put some boards up around the site or something along those lines, just for this year anyway. And then we may see something put on there for 2021 possibly. But yeah, not really loads and loads to see because it's all gone. I mean, I thought maybe the station might still be standing, but there you go, that was the area where the station was. Of course, you had that big grey building that it never really fit in with Drayton Manor, in my opinion, especially when you've got the really nice entrance area here, and then you've got the Shockwave building, that's really well themed, all the theming around here, of course, with Maelstrom, and then the awesome station with the lighthouse over there for Stormforce 10. I just thought the massive grey building that was kind of done in this style of this building here, actually, never really fit in with the park. So yeah, in my opinion, it's good to see that it's gone. Yes, it's a ride that's been lost from the park, however, it's opened up a big space, and I'm sure we're going to see some development on there in the future. I've been at Drayton Manor for about 30 minutes today, and it still seems very weird not seeing it there on the skyline. But like I said earlier on in the video, I definitely think it's an improvement in terms of how it looks, especially from this side over the lake. It's much prettier than it used to be, instead of having that big red structure over there. And of course, course, the station building. If the coaster was themed, it would have been a bit better, but the station building never looked great in my opinion at all. So it's really nice to sort of see it without it, really. Yes, it is a ride that's gone from the park, and quite a big thrill ride. You've got to think in terms of thrill rides here at Drayton Manor, that was a very popular ride. You've already got the likes of Shockwave, of course, the stand-up coaster, Apocalypse, which is fantastic, and Maelstrom. 3 very good solid thrill rides here, but it'll certainly be very interesting to see where the park go moving forward. I know a lot of people have been asking me, do I think there's going to be a new roller coaster go in its place, or any thrill rides? My opinion is, I don't think that's the way Drayton Manor are going to go. I can see them maybe, like I said earlier, for this year, I can see the area just being blocked off, maybe some fencing like coming soon, or future development, and then maybe we might see a couple of children's or family flat rides go onto there in the future. I don't think we're going to see a coaster installation on there, at least not in the next few years, and even when they do, I think we might be seeing more of a family coaster go into place at this park when they do decide to make the next coaster investment instead of a big thrill ride. But I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the video comments. Of course, I was here not so long ago where we did a video all about Pirate Adventure, the dark ride that was removed here from Drayton Manor. I've actually got quite a few of the items from an auction what they did here that was fantastic, so definitely check out those videos if you've not seen them. I'll be back down here at Drayton Manor next month, as in March 2020, down here when the park fully opens. Come and do a full vlog from the park, and of course we'll have a look at the progress that's been made on the former GForce site. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you again soon.